I'm Rafia. Welcome to our new YouTube series on digital well-being. In this series, we'll explore the concepts of tech detox and digital wellness and share practical tips to help you create a healthier relationship with technology. Digital wellness encompasses the practices and habits that promote a healthy relationship with technology. It includes strategies for mindful tech use, setting boundaries, and creating routines that support our overall well-being. In this series, we'll cover a range of topics from how to perform a tech detox, tools and apps for digital well-being, to long-term strategies for maintaining a balanced digital life. Whether you're looking to reduce screen time, improve your focus, or simply want to enjoy a more mindful tech experience, this is the place. So if you're ready to take control of your digital life and enhance your overall well-being, hit the subscribe button and join us on this journey to digital well-being. Thanks for watching and see you at the next episode. Are we hooked? The rise of screen time addictions, smartphones, and tablets have become ubiquitous in our daily lives, offering endless entertainment, connection, and information at our fingertips. But with this constant connectivity comes a growing concern: screen time addiction. Have you ever woken up and reached for your phone before anything else? Checking notifications, scrolling through social media, looking for updates. It's a habit many of us have, but for some it can spiral into something more. Me. From the moment I used to wake up, my day was dominated by screens. I would breakfast with my phone, go in for shower, listening to YouTube videos, and my every spare moment filled with the glow of the iPad or my mobile phone. It got really bad. The constant screen time started to give me headaches and my eyesight was suffering. Eventually, I developed heartbreaking migraines, but I couldn't stop. My partner noticed my addiction, but I would snap at him like any addict in denial. Then came the breaking point. 48 hours without sleep, glued to the screen. I became like a zombie, unable to rest, unable to function. It was awful. I realized I needed to make a change. My story is a reminder of the dangers of tech overload. It's easy to get lost in the digital world, but it's important to recognize when it's taking a toll on our health and relationships. Let's take a walk through of part one of the problem with tech overload. Right, the grip of screens. I am not going to bombard you with evidence and research, but share with you some findings that did influence me. These stats paint a clear picture of our dependence. The average American spends over 12 hours a year staring at their phone screens. This is from Harmony Healthcare IT. A staggering 48% of us have experienced zombie scrolling, mindlessly browsing with no real purpose. Again, Harmony Healthcare IT findings. Half of teenagers feel addicted to their devices, and most parents share that concern. And this is from the Committee's Parliament in the UK. Interesting. So now let's look beyond those figures. Research suggests that this screen time obsession can have significant consequences. Mental health. Studies show a possible link between excessive screen time and increased stress, anxiety, and even depression, particularly for the young. And this is from Frontiers organization. Sleep disruption, definitely. The blue light emitted by screens can disrupt sleep patterns, although there's some dispute over that, which leads to fatigue anyway, and this decreases cognitive function. Social disconnection, over reliance on digital interaction can hinder face to face communication and social skill development, especially in children. So, what about our brains? And whether you're scrolling through Instagram, checking Facebook feed, or getting those endless notifications from various apps, it's something we all experience daily. But have you ever stopped to think about what it's doing to your brain? Let's have a chat about that. We do live in an age of constant connectivity. Our phones beep, buzz, and flash with notifications all day long. It feels like we're always on, always connected, but this constant barrage of notifications and social media updates is having some serious effects on our brains. First, let's talk about attention and focus. Studies have shown that constant notifications can seriously disrupt our attention spans. Every time your phone buzzes, your brain must switch gears, even if it's just for a second. This is known as task switching, and it makes it hard to concentrate on any one thing. Imagine trying to read a really good book while someone keeps poking you. Annoying, right? Research does indicate that people who are frequently interrupted by notifications take a lot longer to complete tasks and are more prone to errors. Essentially, our brains are being trained to be distractible. How horrible is that? Then there's the issue of stress and anxiety. Those constant pings can create a sense of urgency and anxiety. You might feel like you need to check every notification right away, and if you don't, you start feeling anxious. This is sometimes called notification anxiety. It's that jittery feeling you get when you think you've missed something important. Social media, in particular, can be a double edged sword. On the one hand, it connects us with friends and family, but on the other hand, it can lead to social comparison. When you're constantly seeing updates about other people's lives, vacations, new jobs, relationships, it's easy to start comparing yourself and feeling inadequate. This can contribute to feelings of depression and lower self esteem. Another significant impact is on our reward system. Notifications and social media activate the brain's reward center by releasing dopamine, the feel good chemical. This is the same process that occurs with addictive behaviors. So every time you get a like or a comment, your brain gets a little hit of dopamine, reinforcing the behavior and making you want to keep checking your phone. Let's look a little bit deeper at this dopamine loop. Tech companies are fully aware of how our brains work, and they design their apps to exploit this loop. Don't get me in trouble. Every like, comment, or notification triggers a dopamine release, making us feel fabulous and encouraging us to keep coming back for more. This keeps us hooked and spending more time on their platforms. For example, think about infinite scrolling on social media. This feature is designed to keep you us engaged for as long as possible. There's no end, so you keep scrolling, looking for the next hit of dopamine. Or consider push notifications from apps that are constantly vying for your attention with new updates, messages, or alerts. This tech overload can lead to anxiety, or what is known as FOMO, fear of missing out, and stress. You might feel anxious about missing out on important updates or feel pressured to respond to messages immediately. This constant state of alertness can be mentally exhausting and detrimental to your overall well-being. Is it addiction? Well, I certainly was in denial. I was enjoying it too much. But the concept of screen time addiction is a topic of ongoing debate. While it's not currently classified as a formal disorder, the constant urge to check phones, difficulty putting them down, and feelings of anxiety when separated from them all point towards addictive behavior, if not compulsiveness. When I got to my breaking point, which was the 48 hours without any sleep, and I felt absolutely out of control, where my functioning skills, daily basic functioning skills, were threatened. I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything. And my only urge was to take my control over again. I needed to feel in control. So how do you break free? The good news is that there are steps, and I could see that there were steps. I had hope. So it was about backtracking. It was about looking at usage. So most devices offer built-in screen time trackers to utilize them so that you can understand your habits. I did it manually. I checked my time, and my husband helped. So when I was doing it out of habit, he would point it out in a very nice way. Setting limits, this helped. Scheduling, it didn't mean I had to let go. And it's just not reasonable to think you would never use screen time for any purpose, whether it's productive or not. So it was about limiting it, scheduling some screen-free time and designating specific areas in my home, or especially in my workspace, where I would say it's tech-free zones. And also looking for alternatives, finding healthy activities to replace screen time, like, the standard exercise, reading, spending time with loved ones. What I did with my time was coloring books. That helped, believe it or not. That's what worked for me, and slowly developed some painting skills. So I would use the time I did set for myself on screen time to learn a new skill, but I put limitations on an hour because that's how long the lesson was. So these are ways that worked for me. So yes, again, screen time can offer and does offer undeniable benefits, but it's crucial to maintain a healthy balance. By acknowledging the potential pitfalls and taking control of our habits, we can ensure technology actually complements our lives, not consumes us. So we have now arrived at part 2. So, what do you need to look out for in order to decide that you need a tech detox? So, let's walk through this segment. In our daily lives, technology plays a significant role, from smartphones to laptops. We're constantly connected. While these advancements have undoubtedly brought many benefits, they also come with challenges, particularly when it comes to our mental health and well-being. One of the biggest challenges is recognizing when our tech use crosses the line into dependence and or addiction. Tech dependence addiction can be subtle and hard to spot. It doesn't always look like a dramatic inability to function without our devices. Instead, it often starts with small habits that gradually take over. This is where self-awareness comes in. Being self-aware means having a conscious knowledge of our own character, feelings, motives, and desires. It becomes a part of your personal development. It's about being honest with ourselves and taking a closer look at our behaviors, which sometimes can be really difficult or challenging. Self-awareness isn't difficult when you just take simple steps. And the way to do that might be by noticing your hands. This is what works for me. And by rubbing them together, this gives me an immediate sense of being present. I feel myself being present, and the warmth and the rubbing helps me feel that way. Another thing I do is I check my surroundings and try and see detail of a particular object. Like, for example, I have this microphone in front of me, and I can see the braided look of the top of the microphone and the way the cable is curled around the stand. And again, that makes me feel present. I'm here, I'm touching things and seeing them in detail. This then opens up a way for me to be able to reflect better. And reflection can be used through prompts. For example, do you feel anxious when you can't find your phone? This gives me a sense of awareness when I reflect on this question. Do you check social media first thing in the morning and last thing at night? Do you lose track of time scrolling through feeds? Do you feel a dip in mood after spending time alone? Have you tried to limit your tech but found it hard to do so? Is there any negative impact on your relationships or even your responsibilities because of your tech use? I have a free checklist that you can download to help with prompting you to reflect, and you can find them in the comments below in YouTube, or a link for you to use elsewhere around this particular video. This process of detoxing tech use is a fantastic opportunity to get to know yourself and to embark on a personal development journey that might take you to places you never imagined in a really good way. So, where do we start? Well, with regard to tech use, being aware of our use, we can start to see patterns in our behavior. Do we reach out for our phone first thing in the morning? Do we use it as a social crutch in situations we don't want to be? Understanding our triggers, the self-awareness allows us to pinpoint what triggers our excessive use. Is it boredom, stress, or a desire to escape. We can assess how our tech use affects our lives. Is it interfering with our work, relationships, or sleep? Understanding the impact is crucial for making positive changes. We have arrived at part 3. This will be the section we look at planning our tech detox. One simple question can help you decide if you want to embark on a tech detox. Do you ever feel like your phone or iPad controls you, like you can't resist checking it even when you know you should be present? If so, you may very well need that detox. A tech detox is a break from technology to improve your well-being. And there are different ways to do it depending on your needs. We can explore some options, but I have 3 popular methods that are pretty straightforward. You can begin with a full weekend detox. This is a digital escape. Put your phone away for a whole weekend. Enjoy nature, connect with loved ones, and rediscover the real world. Well, all right, you may not be ready to go cold turkey. So why don't you try an app detox? Pick the apps that drain your time and attention, delete them for a set period, or use phone settings to limit their use. This is what worked really well for me. Scheduling breaks, especially because I had to be glued to my screen, and setting timers for breaks. Step away for a minute, stretch, or do some deep breathing. These mini detoxes helped with refocusing throughout the day. So I highly recommend this, but you have the 3 to pick from as a starter. Remember, the goal is to find a balance. Technology can be great, like I'm learning how to paint and I love it, but it shouldn't control us. Choose a detox approach that fits your lifestyle and gradually reclaim your time. Time is so precious, especially when it's limited to all humans on this planet, all living creatures on this planet. In order to find the right detox approach, we go back to the basics of really understanding your habits. Do you constantly check your phone? Are certain apps major time sucks? Think about how these technology is impacting your daily life. It was severe for me. It impacted everything in my life. Important people that mattered to me were not getting my attention at all. If you find yourself constantly distracted by your phone, a scheduled breaks approach might be ideal. Set timers throughout the day for short breaks and to disconnect and refocus. That worked really well for me. If you need a more intensive cleanse, then consider the full weekend detox. Choose a weekend trip or activity that doesn't involve technology. Immerse yourself in nature, connect with loved ones, and experience the world unplugged. Do specific apps drain your time and energy? Try an app detox. Identify the culprits and delete them for a set period. Alternatively, use phone settings to limit their use. You can find instructions for these by simply searching for your particular phone. Ultimately, the best detox is the one that works for you. Listen to your body and your needs. Start small and gradually increase the intensity as you feel comfortable. Involving family, involving my partner has improved my connection and relationship with him. He's a supportive man anyway, but this is a great opportunity to reconnect with those that you have disconnected for so long with because of your tech use. Going solo can be tough, and letting loved ones know about your detox helps them understand why you might be less available and encourage them to join in the unplugged fun. Friends can be great for accountability, announcing your detox plan and suggesting alternative ways to hang out, like going for hikes, movie nights, game nights. It just offers you not only a chance to reconnect, but reconnect without needing screens in your hand. Involving family creates opportunities for quality time, um, board games, movie marathons, or nature walks all strengthen the bonds you have with the people that you care about. Even a family detox isn't just about you, it's about rediscovering the joy of face to face interactions. It's good for them as well. Shared experiences and fostering deeper connections. It might even encourage them to go on the same journey. By involving family and friends, tech detox becomes a shared journey towards having a balanced and fulfilling life together. We've now reached part 4. So let's explore some tech detox strategies together. Let's begin with a few tips to help manage the impact of notifications and social media on our brains. Start by turning off non-essential notifications. Go into your settings and turn off notification for apps that aren't crucial. You can find the instructions anywhere on YouTube for your particular phone model by just searching for managing notifications. Number 2, set specific times for checking your phone. Instead of responding to every ping, designate certain times of the day to check your messages and social media. This can be difficult, but plow on. You get better with time. Everything is a habit. Just train yourself to do that. There is a do not disturb mode on every phone, even your computer. So look up your computer's model or phone and look up that feature for the instructions. So during working hours or when you need to focus, use this feature to minimize all the interruptions you would get from those notifications. Lastly, take regular breaks from social media. Consider a digital detox every now and again. Schedule it into your calendar for a day, 2 days, a weekend, a long weekend, or take a spa day away, or a holiday away where you decide you're not going to use any of your digital apps. Consider spending time doing activities that don't involve the screen. Whether it's your smartphone, computer, or social media, taking a break from technology can greatly improve your mental health and overall well-being. I can attest to that. First up, let's talk about smartphones. These little devices are incredibly useful, but can also be a great source of distraction and stress. Here's how you may approach it. Delete unnecessary apps. Go through your phone and remove any apps that you don't use regularly. Sometimes your phone will automatically prompt you to do that. Don't ignore it. This can help reduce clutter and temptation. Step 2, turn off notifications. go into your settings and turn off notifications for apps that aren't essential. This will help reduce constant interruptions. And 3, you may want to enable grayscale mode. This makes your phone less visually appealing and can help reduce screen time. Most smartphones have this option in the accessibility settings. And 4, schedule device breaks. Set specific times during the day to take breaks from your phone. You can use the built-in screen time tools to help with this as well. Not enough people utilize airplane mode. When you need to focus or take a break, switch your phone to airplane mode to disconnect completely. So easy to do, and you will not get any notifications, even phone calls. But you can turn it back on with a simple hit of the airplane icon. Now let's move on to computers. Here's how you can create a more focused and productive environment. Schedule focused work sessions using tools like the Pomodoro technique to work in intervals with short breaks in between. It's great for study as well. This helps maintain focus and productivity. See my other videos on the Pomodoro technique that are available. You can also block distracting websites. Use browser extensions like Stay Focused or Freedom to block access to websites that distract you during working hours. So the two are Stay Focused or Freedom. Next, set time limits. Just like your smartphone, use apps or built-in tools to set time limits for non-work related activities. And again, you can use the Do Not Disturb mode. Turn on your Do Not Disturb to minimize notifications and interruptions while you're working. With regard to social media, these platforms can be great for staying connected, but they can also lead to anxiety. And here are some steps you can take. Take a break from specific platforms. Choose 1 or 2 social media platforms to take a break from and rotate. This can help reduce your overall screen time. You can also deactivate your account temporarily. Many social platforms allow you to deactivate your account. This can be a great way to take a more extended break. Or you can limit daily usage. Use built-in tools on your phone or third-party apps to set daily limits for social media usage. Detoxing from devices can sometimes lead to withdrawal symptoms like boredom or anxiety. Here are some ways you can actually look at managing those feelings. Practicing meditation is an amazing way, and practicing meditation doesn't necessarily always fall into the traditional understanding. Praying, going to church, and being with a community that is that you relate to well, and losing yourself in those moments within the same passion that you relate to can be an amazing meditative process. Another is deep breathing. I have a couple of videos that can take you through some techniques that enlighten and make you feel lighter immediately. It's about calming your mind. When we talk about meditation, it's finding a way to reduce that fight or flight reaction we have that anxiety brings about as a symptom. Connecting with nature, going for walks and spending time outdoors to refresh your mind and body. A simple walk on grass barefoot or standing still, feeling the earth under your feet, is an amazing way of unearthing from all the technology that we're all exposed to. Nature has a calming effect that can help reduce any level of stress. Look for hobbies, activities you enjoy offline. Take up a hobby, painting, cooking. These are great hobbies. Forming a book club or any club that you're passionate about. And spending that time in that passion can draw you away from all that addiction to the constant scrolling that we tend to do. Here we are at a look at mindful tech use, which can be very healthy as an alternative. Mindful tech use means being aware of how, when, and why we use technology and making conscious choices to ensure it enhances your life rather than detracts from it. Here are a few ways to practice tech use. We begin with setting boundaries. I mean, it's been repeated throughout this program. Establish tech-free zones or times, like during meals or before bed. This is a good way to begin. Be intentional. Use technology with a purpose rather than out of habit. So have a reason for being on the phone or your iPad, and with a conscious understanding of how long, setting those boundaries of when and how long you want to be on that piece of technology. Reflection. Again, this is the piece about personal development, understanding your own behaviors and your own routines and what's good for you, what's not good for you. So regularly assess how your tech use makes you feel and adjust it accordingly. Remember, it's all about balance. It's not extremes. Don't cold turkey completely. You can't avoid social media and IT. And they are incredible tools, but it's important to use them mindfully. By taking a few simple steps, we can reduce the negative impact on our brains and lead healthier, more focused lives. We have now reached part 5. I have a little story to tell you, a personal story. It was about being stubborn as a little girl and getting in trouble from my mum for being so stubborn. And I was so upset, I went crying to my dad and said Mum was yelling at me because she called me stubborn. And he said, "Do you know what stubborn means?" And I proceeded to indicate that I did, that I wasn't budging from what I was saying to her and that I wasn't going to have it. And Mum got mad. I can't remember what it was about, but I do remember what my dad said. He said, "There's nothing wrong with being stubborn. It depends on what you use it for." And I am telling you that story because the tools, digital tools and apps we use can be harmful or not. And there are some very good apps we could use for good use, and that is the tools and apps for well-being. And I just wanted to let you know that there are many, and you could find, and there's recommendations whenever you search for these well-being apps. Do your own research, look at the reviews, look at the ratings. Some of the ones that I would ask you to have a look at is Forest app and Calm app. There's the Freedom app. And these are just tools to complement, not replace, your approach to mindful tech use. So don't forget, these are tools. They're a part of your strategy and not the answer to your need to detox for well-being. Okay, let's talk about the Forest app. This app helps you stay focused by planting a virtual tree that grows as you work. If you leave the app to check social media or other distractions, your tree dies. It's a simple but very effective way to stay on task and be productive. It's very encouraging. The best part, the more you focus, the more trees you plant, both virtually and in fact in real life, because Forest partners with a real tree planting organization. So your focus sessions contribute to the environmental sustainability. When it comes to improving your sleep and relaxation, the Calm app is a great tool for this. Calm offers guided meditations, sleep stories, and soothing music designed to help you relax and fall asleep more easily. Whether you're dealing with stress, anxiety, or just need help winding down at the end of the day, it's been known to be something that everyone could use. I personally love their sleep stories, narrated by calming voices that help me drift off into a restful sleep. I have already spoken to you at various times in this program about how to stop distractions, one of which is to block websites for a period or restrict them. And if you need help with this website blocking and app restriction, the Freedom app is a game changer. Freedom allows you to block distracting websites and apps across all of your devices. So you can schedule focus sessions or start one on the fly if you like, ensuring you stay productive or focused when you need it most. Freedom is incredibly customizable, letting you create block lists, schedule sessions in advance, and even lock yourself out of certain apps during specific times of the day. You're in control, so it's perfect for those moments when you need to buckle down and get things done without interruptions. Remember though, these tools and apps are meant to complement your approach to mindful tech use, not replace it. They can help you build better habits and create a more balanced relationship with technology. And by using these tools thoughtfully, you can make your experience digitally a better one. And that leads to well-being and a healthier, focused life. If you found this helpful, please don't forget to let me know. And I'll see you at the next slide. In part 6, we will explore how to reintegrate technology back into your life after a detox, set healthy boundaries, and create a sustainable digital diet for your ongoing well-being. Let's talk about reintroducing technology after a detox. It's important to approach this process mindfully to avoid falling back into old habits and start by prioritizing which tech tools are essential for your daily life and gradually reintroduce them. Begin with necessary apps for work or communication and slowly add other apps and devices, assessing their impact on your well-being as you go. Be mindful of how each addition makes you feel and adjust accordingly. So, setting some healthy boundaries and creating a digital diet. It's just like with food. Moderation is the key. when it comes to technology. Establish specific times for the use of your technology, such as checking emails only during working hours or just limiting your social media to 30 minutes a day. I know that could be hard, but try. Consider creating tech-free zones in your home, like the bedroom or dining area, to encourage more offline interactions and relaxation. This worked a little for me. I'm working on it still. This digital diet will also help ensure technology improves your lifestyle so that you don't get overwhelmed at all. Maintaining mindful tech use does require ongoing effort and awareness. Regularly check in with yourself to assess your relationships with it. Are you using it intentionally, or has mindless scrolling crept back in? And it does. Sometimes it does. Here are some tips when you come across a relapse. Firstly, schedule regular digital detoxes, even if it's just a few hours a week. Use apps that promote mindfulness like Headspace or Insight Timer. Engage in hobbies or activities that don't involve the screen, like reading, hiking, cooking, drawing, painting. There's endless amounts to choose from. It is vital to practice self-compassion and focus on progress over perfection. Adjusting to a healthier digital lifestyle is a journey, and it's okay to have setbacks. Celebrate those little victories. It feels incredibly elating when you do achieve it, and be kind to yourself if you slip up, but not too kind. Remember, it's about making gradual improvements and finding what works best for you. Every step towards mindful tech use is a step in the right direction and better control over your life. It's an aeroplane. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more tips and on digital well-being. Please share your experiences and tips in the comments below. I want to heartfully thank you for watching and hope to have you watch further content from me. Thank you.